We might not do the full south coast today. I'm just thinking, like, I should probably eat soon as well, so... Might not do the full south coast. We might land at, like, Exeter or somewhere around Bournemouth. And then pick this flight back up in the T6 some other time. Because even if I thrash this thing to get as much speed out of it as I can, it's going to take a while. It also looks like I'm not going to be able to guarantee the weather will be clear enough to see anything further east, which again is pretty much a mirror image of how it was the last time I flew this the other day, with live weather on. Yeah, that is indeed Dartmoor. The pop-in on the cliffs is really aggressive. It's like one of the few things with the scenery in this game that seems not really great, is like cliffs and things pop in very, very, very aggressively as you get close to them. Islands in particular. Like, excuse me, if I can just... No, I can't see out that side. We'll use the external just to kind of pop out and have a look behind us. Nice little island there. So, a lot of these little inlets and things are actually the exits of minor rivers, so like Dartmouth is where the Dart River goes into the fucking channel. Exmouth is where the... was it? Is it just the X? I forget. I don't remember all the river names, but like the towns are named after the rivers they're on. Like Exeter, for instance, is on that same river, the one that flows through Exmouth. Same naming convention that we had when we were in northern Germany up around Peenemünde. It's exactly the same, just in English rather than German. Because a lot of the place names around here are still Anglo-Saxon place names, like Tor, like Torquay, Tor Bay, Tor whatever. It means hill. Hopefully we'll actually pick up some frames here. But once we get out of the clutches of Plymouth's photogrammetry. Gone to the beach in the channels? Or in the channel? I don't remember if we did the channel beaches. I've been to the beach, like, on the North Sea side of the country. I've been to Blackpool. I didn't even... Like, you don't go in the water at Blackpool. Blackpool's basically a mudflat, really, from what I remember. More than a beach. In the north, a lot of them are like pebbly beaches. Channel as well, I think, are mostly pebbly rather than sandy. North Sea is not pleasant to swim in. I do not recommend it. We did a lot of the French side as far as channel beaches go, but I don't remember if we really spent much time doing the English side. Too cold? Oh yeah, the North Sea's fucking freezing. Like, Jesus Christ. It's horrible. Getting a bit lazy on the rudder here, but... Channel on the French side, it's mostly sand. It's not, like, they're not... The beaches here aren't that great, I'm gonna say it. Like, especially, I don't know what your beaches are like in Argentina, but I'd assume they're probably similar, like, more close to what Australia has than what you find in most of Europe. Pretty nasty wing drop there. I have to say, the sim has been running for like 10 hours, so that's probably not helping with the frame rate here. Because when I flew this stretch the other day, it was butter smooth. I wasn't streaming the other day though, so that also doesn't help. We should be hitting Torquay pretty soon. Which is probably why it just stuttered, because that's more photogrammetry it wants to load. And past that Exeter, this next major sort of place, there's a proper airport at Exeter we could land at if we want to. Yeah, ours is like that. Also, we have some of the blue sand here as well. It's not super common though. But yeah, it's really, like here you get really fine powdery sand and it really gets hot during the summer. It's like stepping on hot coals. So that in front of us should be Berry Head, I think, from memory. Which also has another old fort on it, and a nav beacon, which isn't visible. Like it'll show up on the avionics probably, but it's not like rendered in the sim in 3D. It's like an NDB or something. And then Torquay is the next headland from that. And then I think... is Falmouth next? I think it is. And then Exmouth, and then Exeter if you follow the river up towards that. Temperature here is on the colder side since it's South Atlantic after all. Main current, yeah, that's fair. The water here, yeah, it depends on time of year, I guess. In the summer, it's not too bad. I don't know if I'd call it warm specifically, though. Sorry about the frames, guys. I was hoping it would be a little smoother, but probably the combination of streaming all day, having the sim open for so long, and being in a graphically beautiful aircraft with a lot of photogrammetry around me is taxing the old system a bit. So I can afford to run the sim at nearly the highest settings in most situations, but when I'm streaming it tends to be an issue, and when I'm in super heavy photogrammetry areas populated with like a lot of player aircraft or AI aircraft, it also tends to be a bit of a problem. Oh, nice pop in on that boat. I also did shrink the size of my rolling cache though, because my hard drive, well not my hard drive, my SSD was filling up, so that may not have helped. Because I literally just flew through here the other day. If I still had the same size rolling cache as I had before, it would probably still be saved, so I wouldn't need to stream it, it would just load it in. Although I'm not sure that's even the problem. I think I may have called Berry Head a little too early. It's a little further down. I think after... I'm trying to remember what the rivers are. It might be... oh, there we go. There's some frames. It might be either the one just before or the one just after Exeter, or after Exmouth is Teignmouth. I can never remember which side it's on. Like, there are so many rivers just opening up into the channel here, it's difficult to remember which is which. Especially because I think I only ever came here once or twice in real life as a kid. I know we went to Bournemouth. Bournemouth is as far west as I remember going, and Bournemouth isn't even that far west. It's like halfway along the south coast. But I think we may have gone further west than that, because I know we got photos of like a bunch of castles out in Cornwall. I just don't remember going. Okay, yeah, this is Berry Head here. And then that Off in the distance is Torquay. And then between us and Torquay will be Torbay on the left. How are these lot? They're not animated, so they just sit there like statues. I wonder if they're going to whinge about the temperature. What is the cabin temp? Cabin climate 32. Oh, it's a bit warm. It's a bit warm. We might want to do something about that here in a moment. Open the window. Not sure that's a good idea. Might overstress the airframe at this speed. So yeah, this is Berryhead. This is an old fort, as you might guess from the shape of things on the ground. The auto-gen hasn't entirely done it justice, but it hasn't completely butchered it either. There is photogrammetry for all this area on Google. I just haven't found any yet. But like everything, basically everything from here all the way almost to Southampton is photogrammetry about at least 2 or 3 miles inland on Google at the moment. I've checked. And that does have an NDB or something on it in real life, which is also reflected in the sim. You can see it there, BHD. So then this is Torbay in front of us, or like this, rather. And then that's Torquay over there. Dumping altitude again. Imagine actually being able to retain altitude competently. Couldn't be me. Definitely couldn't be me. It's quite a pretty part of the world. Very pretty part of the world, actually. Bunch of cabins over here on the headland, I think. Probably can't see them in the sim, but I know that they're somewhere along here. Ferris wheel. On the plus side, we haven't seen any icing yet. We got fucking dirty fingerprints all over the windscreen, but I haven't seen any icing. Which is good. We don't want any of that stuff. Turning my PC into a space heater, I'm boiling. I think we'll land this at Exeter, and we might swap out to the T6 and at least fly a little ways, like maybe as far as Bournemouth, which isn't super far. Well, like moderately far. I don't want to go the whole coast today though, like I just can't, it's way, way too much. Even a Spitfire going flat chat, it'd still be too much. I think this is Falmouth, but I could be wrong on that. Like I said, I don't remember which river is which along here. But that should be Exmouth in front of me. I think Teignmouth is the one behind it, or I've got Falmouth and Teignmouth reversed maybe. So we got low cloud further across the coast, but we might be able to get away with it. Should be able to make it at least as far as Weymouth, maybe Bournemouth, maybe further, if time allows. And my hungry stomach. A little bit of a sound hiccup there. One of those headlands there, I think it's got a rifle range on. I think it's that one in the distance. It's like facing out across the bay there. Gonna pack on the revs a bit, come off the power a little. I don't want to be going too fast if I'm going to land here. This thing doesn't bleed speed the best. I don't want to throw it around too much either. It's quite heavy, like you can feel the weight in it, so it doesn't maneuver like super happily at heavy weights or with abrupt control inputs. Which is how a lot of the aircraft in this should probably be, to be honest. Obviously, the lighter single engines should be lighter than this in the controls, but like this is a good feeling for a twin of this size. It feels like it's actually got inertia in all channels or all axes. Okay, so Exeter Airport is over there. The actual city of Exeter is right off the nose. It's going to be popping in a bit as the photogrammetry loads, probably. Has the photogrammetry even loaded? Ooh. We will find out shortly. Looks like there's some holes in the terrain, which means it probably hasn't loaded yet. So yeah, the sim is struggling a little, it seems, to keep up with the scenery. Slowly popping in. We're just about to pass to the edge of it here. Yeah, it's popping in chunks, you can see it down there. That's annoying. I think it's because I'm streaming, because when I did this the other day it was already loaded by the time I got here, and it's just struggling to keep up. Like, all of that hasn't loaded yet. We might just orbit here and give it a moment. Come off the revs a little. Oh, now we're getting icing. Now we're getting some icing on the windscreen. Wings look okay. Props, I don't know. Props probably aren't too bad. It's like minus... Oh no, it's... Yeah, it's like minus 10 or something outside, so she's pretty chilly. Has it loaded in yet? No, still going. Jesus Christ. Okay, where's my windscreen anti-ice? Prop. I don't know. Look, I can see well enough to land. Yeah, oh, actually, you're right. I probably dialed it down too much. I did not mean to open my cup holder. I forgot that this even had a cup holder. Okay, it's slowly loading the scenery now. Took its sweet ass time. Still popping in around us. I do not remember where the carby heat on this thing is, if I'm honest with you. So this could get interesting as we cut power to land. We'll see how we go. Interesting building down there. I'm not sure what that is. Pretty sure it's not a prison. It doesn't have walls, but... yeah, I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a panopticon, but kind of not. I'm curious. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I know. Still hasn't fully loaded in the city. Big gap in front of us, which we're going to be flying right over to get to the runway. Come on, MSFS. Unfuck yourself. It's literally loading in as we're flying towards it. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. It is, yes. I'm gonna give it a bit more heat in the cabin. Okay, the ice isn't ideal, but we can see well enough. It's not actually forming on the airframe, it's just on the windshield. More pop in, more pop in. Happy days. Okay. We've overshot the runway turn slightly, which I tend to do. Let's drop first stage of flaps. Not sure what the gear speed or gear extension speed is, but I think we're below it. Well, we're just about at blue line, so we'd have to be. And we'll just dump the flaps all the way out, because we should be slow enough. 140, I think, for flaps, which we're well below. Gears out, we got 3 greens. This is not the time for freezes and stutters, MSFS. It's having some issues, Jazz. It wasn't loading in very well. So we're getting some stutters as it loads in around us. That's a power line under me. Oof. That could have been ugly. We've also got a little bit of windscreen icing, but the airframe's clean, so we don't have to worry about anything else. It's just making it a little difficult to see. But we can manage. A little hot. Come on. Down you go. Imagine landing on the center line. Who does that? Standing on the brakes a little. Okay, let's trade out for a T6 and we'll keep flying for a little while, but I don't want to go too much longer because I really need to eat. We'll just shut this down and yeet the passengers. We'll park in front of this. There we go. We will get rid of that, get rid of... That's already good, I think. Avionics, yeah, we can switch them off now. Get rid of that before we kill the engines and the alternators. Alrighty. Actually, we'll leave those closed, so when we start up next time it doesn't take too long to warm the engines back up. We will go ahead and kill the battery. Well, after we kill the fuel pumps. Kill the battery. Open our little side window for some fresh air. And we'll tell the passengers to fuck off. Let me first chocks, engine plugs, tie down, static wicks. Yeah, we'll do all that stuff. Oh no, we don't want the GPU. Yoke lock, rudder lock. Let's just get all the doors open, because why not? Fuel caps, or sure, let's just open everything. Let's just open everything. All right. Out you go, take your shit. See you later. Cool, there we go. And that is the 414. It is quite a lovely little plane. Let me just sort out my camera here so it's not a very drunk angle. Look at that. We got every single hatch open. And I think those will state save open too, so next time I start the aircraft I'll have to close it all up. We see the radar. That's just the avionics bay. There's not much of excitement in there. Hang on, oh, fuck, let me slow the camera down a bit. Yeah, it took a while to get there with some of the flight model stuff, but it's really well done. It's probably behind that bulkhead, so you can't see it. I would assume. So it's probably only a very small unit, so you wouldn't be able to see it very well. I haven't seen inside the engine bays before. I don't think that option was there last time I flew it. They just use photogrammetry for the inside of the engine bays, but it looks good enough at a distance. It's passable. Quite a nice little plane. Alrighty, so now that we've done that, one more. This will definitely be the last one for today because I cannot keep going too much longer. I know I've said that like 20 times now, but legit, I need food. So we'll take a T6, which is just one of the default Reno planes, so the flight model and performance and stuff probably isn't exactly on, but it looks good, it sounds good, it flies like nicely, it feels good. even if it's not correct necessarily. And we should be able to get some decent sightseeing in, because the cockpit visibility is not too bad. It's a little better than the 414. In regards to being able to see outside the cockpit, that is. Coming up on 13 hours, probably. 12 and a half. Probably be at least 13 by the time we land this next flight. And then I'm probably going to take a couple days to take a break, and I don't know when the next stream will be. Hopefully some DCS, but I don't know for sure. We'll see what else. And at some point in the future, I will do that trial into flight, trust me. I know I keep saying I'll do it, and then I don't do it, but I will do it. It will come just in the future. We'll do floaty Vilga as well. Find somewhere nice to do that, and we'll do another 337 over Vietnam, I think. Keep the center line clean from tire marks. Yeah, see, you get it. You get it. You know. What time do I have it set to? We'll make it like 1 PM. Seems reasonable. So that's where we took off from, St. Just. We flew all the way along here, past Penzance, all the way along the coast, all the way down here. Oh, Falmouth's all the way down here. Disregard me, I'm dumb. So yeah, Falmouth was one of the first places we went past. So what's the other one then? One of them is Teignmouth. Just trying to remember. So it's Truro's there. The sort of quarries and stuff we could see in the distance as we were passing here. And there's actually the Eden Project inland, which we flew right past without seeing because of the haze. We might hit that up separately some other day. We're not doing it today, because we've gone past it already. And then there's Plymouth. So that radio telescope, if it'll not screw me over here, is down here. Goonhilly Downs. I'm just worried that with me scrolling around the map so much it's going to crash the sim, because that tends to be what does it. There's Plymouth, and then, yeah, there's Dartmoor. That's all Dartmoor. So then Dartmouth would be, yeah, Dartmouth's there. So Dartmouth is the one that comes before Brixham, Paignton, Torbay, and Torquay. Teignmouth comes before Exmouth, so I had it arse backwards, of course. There's Exmouth. There's that rifle range I was talking about. You can see that the backstops are pointing out over the channel. You can see that instead of this all being water, it should be tidal flats largely. I mean, the sim doesn't model tides at the moment, so maybe one day, but... And there's Exeter, which only about half of which loaded in as we were flying directly over it. Cockwood. There's a couple places with names like that. So let's say we kind of leave from roughly the same place. We've swapped planes. Let's scroll ourselves down a bit. We won't do this today, but I do want to fly this on stream. It's quite nice. Freeware. Where's the T6? Here's the T6. This is the one I had the other day. This one, I think. And we'll just load it full, because I don't know how much fuel we're actually going to need. Hopefully this time the scenery will load in properly, so you guys will get a nice view of Exeter on the way out. But we will see. I need to get some more weather presets for the sim. Do they fix the Vampire? This isn't the payware one, this is the freeware. I haven't got the payware one, because it didn't really look... It looked like with some TLC it could be a thing, but like I'm getting to the point where I don't want to be continually spending money on stuff, only to either wait for someone else to fix it with modding, or for me to learn to fix it with modding. I've got enough planes that I actually already enjoy that are like that, so I don't want to... Like, I watched some videos of it, and, like, I don't know. It seemed like it would need quite a lot of fixing up. A bit of a MiG-21 situation. A lot of the freeware stuff is beyond my ability to fix. Like, the Seafire 47, for instance, I don't think I'll be able to fix that. And even if I could, the cockpit's a bit of a disaster, so... I mostly just use the freeware jets and the Seafire and stuff as scenery. I don't actually fly them. I just have them there so they'll appear sometimes around airfields and stuff. Oh my god, can I get some frames, please? Are we going to load in? It's probably going to be a few seconds before it sorts itself out, because we're right next to a major photogrammetry city I've got. Okay. Prop full forwards, mix full forwards. Battery, I don't know why the generator's already switched on. These aren't modeled as fluorescent lights, and I don't know why. They're modeled as incandescent. That'll do. We don't want it too bright. Okay, position lights, let's put them on bright, because it's a bit hazy in places. Pitot heat will just turn... Oh no, we shouldn't until we start the aircraft, really. Landing lights we won't bother with. Okay, mags both. Fuel... Oh shit, I forgot to turn the fuel fucking cocks off on the 414. Whatever, it's not a big deal. They'll still be in that position when I fucking start up next time, so... We'll just start with left wing on this. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll give it 6 because it's cold. 7 maybe. Oil cooler shutter. Open and close. We'll give it maybe a quarter-ish. We don't want it too far open because it's, you know, below freezing outside. Okay, so with all of that, the starters are not done properly in this. Like, it's not super in-depth, because the Reno stuff isn't meant to be super in-depth full fidelity, but... I don't remember there being startup smoke, though. Which is neat. I don't remember that existing before. I think the Reno stuff's still encrypted and you can't mod it, which is a shame, because so much of this stuff, just a little bit of modding like Duckworks did to the, or like, sorry, the Duckworks mod for the DC3 that Imenez did, would fix these. It would make them fucking amazing. Okay, is that trim? I don't remember what that does. You might not want to walk around the prop like that, my dude. Okay. Fuel gauge switches off for some reason. Pitot heat, yeah, okay, whatever. Parking brake. This one, I think, also to an extent, you can steer it with the toe brakes. Yeah, you can. It doesn't have free castering, but if I added free castering, this would probably handle really well on the ground with it. Now, without the free castering and just trying to steer it, it actually doesn't do it very well at all. Which is interesting. Yeah, it's kind of weird and kind of annoying, because a lot of the more recent stuff isn't encrypted, and a lot of the previously encrypted official stuff has been unencrypted. Like the 40th anniversary stuff you can easily mod. Jesus, lady, watch the fuck out. I think the local legend stuff is moddable now as well, I think. I'm pretty sure CCM's got a mod out for the Junkers 52 and a few of the others. So... we are probably just going to take off the same direction that we fucking landed. Or, sorry, like back the way towards where we landed, I think. We don't have a whole lot of wind. What we do have is a crosswind, so not a big deal. Not going to bother with flaps, we probably don't need them in this. A lot of World War II aircraft, single-engine aircraft anyway. Land-based ones, you don't bother with flaps, you don't need them. Helps sometimes, but it's not necessary. The engine's a bit quiet on this. It sounds good in third person, or like in external, but it's a bit quiet, because I guess it simulates you having Hearing protection on. I like the option of being able to turn it on or off, though. I think it gets airborne a little too early, which is kind of a common theme with a lot of the official stuff. For some reason or other. Like, that was with no flaps. But, I don't know. Bring the revs back a bit. Bring the manifold pressure back a bit. Yeah. Yeah, it's great, hey? So we might get an actual view of Exeter this time. Come on. I actually am not 100% sure where the fuel gauge on this is. But that's okay, I'm sure we will manage without one. Oh, not again, we're getting the sound stutter. Not this again, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Please, can we not do this again? That is very annoying when it does that. I haven't had too much issue with server stability lately. The stuttering, I think, is just because there's a lot of scenery here and I'm streaming. I don't really get this very often when I'm not streaming. At least the engine's quiet on this, so the stuttering's less obnoxious than it was on the Goose. It should clear up once we're away from the city here. Come on. Behave yourself, please. So yeah, that's Exeter. Yeah, there we go. It should clear up once we're away from the photogrammetry a little. Trim speed on this feels alright. A lot of aircraft, it's either too slow or too fast, so you either can't trim it quickly enough to keep up with the aircraft, or you overshoot, then undershoot, then overshoot. This feels pretty good, though. On the floor behind the seat, it probably is. Oh, yep, fucking, yep, right there. Excellent. Love it. Although Curtis did that as well. The P-40's like that. Fuel gauges fucking behind the seat and shit on the floor. Prepare for stuttering. See, it sounds good from the exterior. Looks good from the exterior too. Beautiful. Try and get the camera a little more stable and a little less drunken. There we go. No, you don't need to know how much fuel you got. It's fine. Why would you need to know that? It's like now we've actually got a... Well, we're still getting some frame rate issues, but it's a bit better than it was before, but now we've got audio stuttering instead. Can't win today, apparently. To be fair, though, the sim has been running for, like, almost 12 hours at this point. Well, no. It's been running for, like, 9 or 10 hours. I've had it running for longer. I was on it for 11 or 12 the other day, but... running it that long while also streaming is, pretty stressful on it, I think. I don't mind the ones on the Act, to be honest. Like, it could definitely be worse. I really don't mind them that much. Ideal, maybe not, but it's not bad. Well, yeah, but that's common with a lot of Soviet aircraft. Right through to, like, the 60s. So there's a rifle butts there. backstops point out towards the water. It makes sense, right? Why not? Look at the cliffs. Awesome scenery around here. Absolutely awesome. So this is all just back to auto gen, but it looks very, very nice regardless. Might actually close the oil cooler a little more. Don't want to cool it. I don't think it'll actually matter. I don't know if it models that, but like I said, the Reno stuff's kind of reduced fidelity. Really do hope, if they haven't already and I've just missed it, which is very likely actually, but I really hope if they haven't already they do unlock the Reno stuff at some point. Because so much of it is like, the art's fucking stunning, the sounds are great. The general flight handling is usually not bad, it's just the performance doesn't usually match up. Like the Mustangs, the engine numbers seem all wrong. They tend to be a bit too fast. This thing I don't know much about the T6's performance, but like I'm sure it could be improved a little. Even things like giving it an openable canopy, I'm sure that could be done. There are ways and means. Got to check how long the first flight of the stream was. Might do that at the end if I remember. Just check the logbook and see what it says. The logbook tends to get buggy. If you're running dev mode, it doesn't seem to record your hours at all. Or at least not consistently. For me anyway. Your mileage may vary. I haven't used dev mode for a while. And if you use the actual proper pause, not the active pause, it will also fuck up the hours. So you'll end up with what was a 3 or 4 hour flight being registered as a 10-minute flight for some reason. Even though it accurately logs your takeoff and landing points, and there's no way that could be a 10-minute flight even in Concorde. Hey, Saber.
I am in pain from people shitting on the plane and shitter stream.
Oh yeah, no, it's War Thunderbrain, dude. Shiz, War Thunder player, plays with Zinc, streams, is pretty fucking good at the game, but it's War Thunder, so sometimes chat comes up with some spicy takes. Cheers for the resub though, Saber, it's good to see you, man. We've had a pretty long one today, much longer than planned. Wow, never said that before. We've done quite a bit of flying after ArmA this morning. Quite a bit of ranting too, of course. So I'm just about to lose my voice. Yeah, 13 hours. This is the last flight of the day, though. Why do you want to give Blue even more advanced stuff in Combined Arms? Stop hurting me. We're doing 200 miles an hour. So what are we doing in the 414? We're doing like 180 knots or something like that. 160, 180 knots. So kind of similar speed, to be honest. This thing probably could go faster if I wanted to thrash the engine a bit. I don't know what this engine will tolerate though. We'll give it maybe 40 inches and 2300 revs. See what it'll do there. Tunguska, I think the Tunguska is playable, isn't it? I don't know. I haven't done modern combined arms stuff, to be fair. That's Portland in the distance, so we're not that far from Weymouth and Portland. We might even make it to Southampton, I'm not sure. We'll see. Land on the Isle of Wight or something. Just keep pushing the goal further and further back. God damn it. Oh well. It's been a pleasant cruise, I think. One day, say, but I haven't even played DCS much for like several months at this point. I've got to get back into it. I just haven't had time to even play it, and when I have had time to play, I haven't had the will to do it, so I've mostly been playing this instead or just chilling. I've been too busy with other stuff. Actual, like, responsibilities and commitments and other such very unfun things. It's getting hazy again. How's my temps and pressures looking? They're looking happy. I could probably fully close the oil cooler and whatever else that wouldn't care in this temperature. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Doing some classic airliner shit in the 720B, but then Steam Dwarf Fortress came out. Maybe we'll binge the game again. Oof, yeah, well, rest in peace, your free time for the next however many fucking months. Oh, start up. Wakey wakey. There we go. Beepsky's struggling a bit. The Sim's struggling, Beepsky's struggling, I'm struggling. It's struggle bus hour. Yeah, I did. It's gonna be funny watching the tornado cope. They're gonna fuck them all up, of course. We'll see how we go with DCS. It also doesn't help that, you know, my home server, so to speak, is not up anymore. Okay, so this is Weymouth we're coming up on, and that island is Portland. Portland is in Portland stone, where, like, a lot of buildings built in the sort of Victorian era the stone came from. Very unique, very highly prized building material. So there's quarries all over the island. Also, as I mentioned earlier, the Verne, which was a massive fortress designed to protect the harbour, and is now a prison. Has been for quite a while. Yeah, Alpin took his server down, like, what, a month ago or something like that? Maybe more? Because the population just wasn't recovering and he doesn't really want to be paying for an empty server. Yep, you can say that again. Don't start me, yeah. Why would we analyze the actual reasons that the server's population was having issues when we can just tell Alpin it's all somebody else's fault, that they were totally sabotaging him? Like, he had people in his ear trying to persuade him with these conspiracy theories that, like, oh, he's totally out to get you and take down your server. Like, come on, dude. There are so many reasons behind it, which I've gone over on stream. I'm not going to do again. Do need to bear in mind the outside air temp is below freezing here. So we are going to be prone to icing if we spend too much time in mist or clouds or anything like that. So that's Weymouth there. This is photogrammetry. Same guy that did the other photogrammetry we passed over in this flight. And then Portland is just up ahead. With all that extra engine power we put in, we're getting barely any extra speed out of it, which is kind of not surprising. This thing's not exactly an aerodynamic wonder, nor does it have the most powerful engine on Earth. Or just a particularly powerful engine, period. So, there's Weymouth. Here's the harbour. And Portland is technically an island. It's just connected by a sandbar causeway, I guess. Well, the causeway was probably built later or something. Oh yeah, that's right there. So it's just the beach connecting it. Stupidity. Stupidity and stubbornness, Saber. There's the Verne. So again, that's a 19th century fort. Sourced sort of on and off service through to the Second World War, and then was turned into a prison, which it still is to this day. It's briefly retired, used as like a refugee camp, and now it's back to being a prison. That's the Verne high angle battery down there, so it's actually outside the fort itself, but that was added like in the late 19th century from memory. There's a bunch of other gun batteries all dotting along this hillside. They're kind of hard to see in the photogrammetry, but they're there. There's the Royal Navy Cemetery there, that little green patch under the cliff. Fuck, that's a big boy. Gamer chair, yeah, obviously. No, it's just lack of self-control. It's more like, the problem is more that I'm hungry than anything. I'm a little sore. It's like my hands are sore from the stick, but I don't know if that's in the process of being demolished or in the process of being built, but it's like a apartment block or something. A resort, maybe. Switch back road all the way up to the Vern. There's one entrance on the other side and one here. So that's a footbridge. That's the secondary entrance, and the main entrance is a gate which connects to the other side of that tunnel. Like, it's quite a serious facility. You can see more gun battery revetments down there. High angle battery in better detail there. Do one more orbit and then we'll head down the island. The playlist seems to have hit that point where it wants to repeat itself, which is annoying. I like this song, but rather the playlist not repeat itself. So there's the other entrance, that's the main entrance. That's the gate, and then it goes all the way up through that tunnel up there. So it's pretty substantial. Now, as I said, this is the home of Portland Stone, and you can see all the quarries as we fly over the island. There's one under me there, there's one over there, there's one over there, just next to the Vern, there's another one there. Like, they are everywhere. Hey, holy shit! CCM! I didn't realize you were streaming today, man. Good to see you. I've been going for far longer than it is sane or healthy. We've done a bit of everything today. We're just buzzing around in the Reno T6 around the south coast of the UK after a little bit of a flight in the 414. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you're all going well. So this is Portland. So I think we can keep going a little ways. We'll see what the weather's like further along. We may need to set down in Bournemouth if it gets too hazy up ahead, especially because it's cold. Oh my god, another one? Oh, Jesus. Bill Mays, cheers for the raid, man. Welcome, everybody. I hope you had a good stream. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. We're just kind of on the final, last half hour, probably, the stream, something like that. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but I've been going pretty much all day and I need to eat soon. So, thanks for all the follows. To everyone new here, welcome. I am chiefly a DCS streamer, I just haven't played it for a few months. Do a lot of MSFS as well these days, this is like therapy to me. A few other things as well. "13 hours, yeah. My record is 17 hours and something. I forget how many minutes. And that was a couple weeks ago. Under very similar circumstances to this stream, so I need to, like, not get that out of control again. Indeed, have a good raid. It's my bedtime, so I'm gonna run. Sleep well, man. Catch you later. Thanks again for the raid. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of flying today. Started out with ArmA this morning, so I've literally been streaming since I woke up, because I had ArmA first thing in the morning. It is now, fuck, it's past dinner time. Oops. Shit. Well then, we're gonna have to land sooner rather than later, I think, and get something to eat. Pass the love along a bit, but yeah, we've had quite a bit of flying today. Started out with the Vilga, flying around New York State. What did we do after that? Jeez, I don't even remember. Sorry about the audio chopping. I know I've been having issues as the stream's gone on. I think the sim's starting to kind of struggle a bit. Yeah, what did we do after the Vilga? The Yak 18, I think it was, over Manila, yeah. So we buzzed around there for like an hour and change. And then we flew the 414 from St. Just to Exeter, and we've flown this from Exeter, and we're over, well, we're just past Weymouth and Portland at the moment. Got a horseman there, carved into the hillside. No, this is from the Reno pack. This is one of the MSFS Reno pack aircraft. I'm hoping one day I'll actually be able to get into the CFG files and tweak them a bit, because a lot of them have like really good potential. They're just not quite there. They look great, they sound great, they feel nice in the air, but the performance isn't quite right for the aircraft that they're supposed to be. I don't know about this, I'm not really an expert on the T6, but the Mustang's like engine parameters are out and a few other things. Like the wartime Mustangs, not the Reno Racing ones, I have no idea what they can do. The AnyBuilds P40, it's got some issues, but they're patching it very quickly and very regularly, so hopefully those will be worked out soon. But for the time being, I would say it's definitely too twitchy in pitch. Its stall behavior was good before, but it's broken now. I don't know what they did, but it stopped stalling, except in vertical accelerated stalls. And the prop performance is not quite right. Like, it should have a... The way the constant speed units operating the prop is not correct from like a Merlin engine aircraft. You can't get the required power settings, it just won't give you the RPM, so... With time, it'll probably get there. It looks good, it sounds good. The handling's probably, I want to say, halfway, 2/3 of the way there at the moment. A lot of it's just minor stuff, it wouldn't take much to tweak it to get it to work. The big thing's the prop. If they can get the prop doing what it should be doing, then, like, it's not difficult to tweak the rest. But just based on how quickly they've been patching it and the fact that they are showing that they're going to maintain it, I do have quite a bit of hope for it. I think it's got a lot of potential. I was actually pleasantly surprised when I went back to fly the big Radials P40B as well, because it's better than I remember it being. I don't know if I missed an update or something, but it still has some issues too. Some of them are almost the same issues as the AnyBuilds one. I'm not sure what's so difficult about modelling a P40, but there must be something. But that one as well, just a little tweaking should get it there. So, the P40B's become a project aircraft for me, because I don't know if Big Radials have updated it for quite a while, whereas the AnyBuilds one, I'm just going to wait and see what they do with it. So somewhere along here, I don't think we've passed it yet, but somewhere along here is Bovington Proving Ground and Tank Museum. It's a little further inland, so we might not see it with the haze. I think it's like pretty much between us and Bournemouth, which is under that. Actually, I think that's Bovington right there. That looks like the Proving Ground track. That might be it. I know it's around this section of the coast. Thank you for the follow, Mod Scientist. Good name. Yeah, I think that's part of Bovington. I could be wrong though. I'm mostly operating off memory here. So we're over the south coast of the UK. Like I said, we started in Cornwall and we've just been flying along the coast for like probably I don't know, hour, 2 hours. 2.5, I have no idea, I haven't been keeping track. But it's been a really pleasant flight. We're just on live weather, so it's pretty cold out. The haze has been in and out. Just don't want to get too carried away and ice up by flying into it, so we'll see if we can get in at Bournemouth here and call it for the stream. Because I don't think we're going to be able to press on much further unless we just go over it, and we can't do much sightseeing if we just go over it. Yeah. From memory, I think Zinc said that she's got filtered by sim mode in War Thunder, so yeah, I'm kind of not surprised. Very good at RB in War Thunder, but probably not quite accustomed to controlling the aircraft more directly yet. Pretty cold. What's that? Fuel pump. Where's the carb heat in this? It's something that you don't want to hear the pilot say, but I've never actually bothered to check. Wait. Radial engine. Does it have one? I'm not good with engines. Does it have one? I don't know. We'll close the shutters just so we're not overcooling the engine anyway. Oh, the Hind's fucking excellent. I love the Hind. As you might have just guessed, I'm not much of a radial person. Not that I don't like them, I just don't really fly them as much. I'm more of an inline guy, so I'm used to Merlin engines, not whatever this has. For me, it's coming up 7 PM, and I haven't eaten since quite early in the stream, so my dinner is not set by schedule, it's just whenever I get hungry, usually. Playing Mirage 2K a few months ago, and he was freaking out because he pulled up really hard and died, and suddenly started screaming because the plane wasn't going where the nose was pointing. So it's called Alpha? Yeah, like... It's not really something you have to worry about in War Thunder, because the instructor won't let you do that. Yeah, okay, this is, not looking fantastic, I'm not gonna lie. So, Bournemouth is under that. The airport should be just off the nose somewhere. I just don't know if we're going to be able to sneak in through the haze or through the cloud, fog, whatever. Through the cloud, really, and set down without icing up or hitting something, because the visibility looks pretty crap. I think the nearest major airfield, whatever, is Exeter. There's going to be some smaller fields between us and them, but or us and there, but I don't know where they are. I haven't even been magenta lining. I've just been following the coast. I have very little idea where the local airfields are around here. Three Mile. Yeah, we'll give it another minute. We'll be in JFR. I had a JFR experience in the DC3 off stream the other day, which reinforced the lesson of not flying into fucking JFR. Oh. Don't know how I feel about this one. What ILS? Like, what ILS in this? The DC3, yeah. I just haven't figured out how to use it yet, because I usually just fly visually with stuff. Now, if it was RSBN, I'd be fine. Mind you, even DCS doesn't do... well, not for the MiG-21 doesn't do RSBN, right? It does for the L-39. As long as we get it down quickly enough. So this is Bournemouth. The airport should be somewhere around here. I mean, the viz isn't super awful. We'll be okay. As long as we don't ice, we'll be okay. It sure does. It feels incredible too, just the way the aircraft moves through the air when it's, you know, when the devs have bothered to give it a proper flight model. It's hit and miss. A lot of the third-party aircraft could be easily improved by literally 5 minutes of poking around in Notepad. In fact, most of them have been. But the actual sim itself is very, very, very good. And with the sufficient amount of tweaking of some of the existing aircraft, or just getting outright well-done stuff from the start, it's an amazing experience. If all else fails, there's always a cricket pitch. But we should be able to spot the airport at some point shortly here. We're flying in the right general direction. In fact, I think... Did I just see a control tower? Maybe? Maybe not? Okay, wings look okay. No ice on those yet. Okay, yep, there's the airport. Coming from the other side. Little stutter. Sim has been running for a very long time, so... And we've been flying all over the world, so it's probably memory leaking to fucking back, but... It's surviving, somehow. Yeah, okay, that's Bournemouth Airport. Yeah. Well, it was very well regarded as a training aircraft. Very popular in that role, so you can kind of see why. Just enough complexity to make it challenging for a new student, but nice and comfy and great view. Oh, you've flown one? Nice. Very nice. Okay. We'll hook around here in a sec. Nope, we found it. It's off my left wing. I don't remember if I tuned the touchdown intensity in FS Realistic for this yet. I've tuned it for the other stuff after that first Vilga landing was a little bit rough, but... The default values for that are a touch high. Well, I say a touch, they're like double what they should be, in my opinion. We'll soon find out if I remember to tune them before taking off or not. A little bit of a crosswind, it's not too bad though. Down we go. I think I didn't turn it down enough, it's pretty rough still. So I've been halving it from whatever the default values are, because they're too much, in my opinion. Oh, if we could keep straight, that would be nice. We'll take the next taxiway and go right. Whoop. If I can avoid sticking my head out the canopy too, that would be good. Yeah, it is. The touchdown is what really feels overdone to me. The taxiing and takeoff bumps I actually turn up a little, because by default they feel a little underdone to me. But then again, I'm used to taking off from a pretty shittily surfaced runway. A few other things I've turned up, but the touchdowns are, yeah, double what they should be, I think. Transducers? In what sense? Like... Oh, no. No, I haven't got anything that fancy. I haven't got any kind of actual haptic feedback at all. I miss having a force feedback stick. I used to have one when I was younger. Wish that I still had it. Wish that, like, it wasn't working, which is why I don't have it anymore, but I probably could have repaired it. Which I wish I had now. Let's park over here by the fuel bowser. Just next to it rather than in front of it, so we're not blocking anybody. Ground handling on this is kind of weird. It's a good candidate for tailwheel steering, like, tailwheel freecastering, because the brakes aren't overpowering enough to stop it from turning with just toe brakes. Although it needs some rudder to help it. But if you just try and turn with the rudder alone, which is actually steering the tailwheel, then it doesn't want to turn very much at all. Cool. Parking brake. We can get rid of our landing lights, passenger light, pitot heat. Where's our nabs? Oh, right there. We'll just leave those for now. Is there anything else I need to worry about just yet? Nope. Cut the mixture, cut the fuel, get rid of the mags. Those can go off now. Generator can go off, battery can go off. There we go. We can't open the canopy. Interestingly, the lights on this stay on even when the battery's off and the gen's off and everything else is off. I don't know why that is, but whatever. Quite a nice little aircraft. Like I said, I hope that they unlock the Reno stuff at some point so we can tweak it, because this does not need much tweaking to be delightful, I think. It's already most of the way there. Look at that. Alright, let's see who I can send you guys to as I slowly disassemble my setup here. By which I mean just take it off my desk. "13.5 hours, just shy." Which was very much not the plan, but that seems to be how things go lately. Alright. Where can I send you guys? Let's have a look. This will take me a minute to set up. Totally pro streamer, by the way. Very prepared. Who have we got? Might send you guys to Robbo. He's doing War on the Sea. He is absolutely hooked on that game. I don't think he's been able to tear himself away from it for a good week or so. It's been quite interesting to watch, though. No, our record's 17 hours and something, which I set a couple weeks ago. It was a very bad idea, but I enjoyed it. I think we did raid Robbo just the other day, but I'll raid him again, because it's an interesting game, and some of you guys might not have seen it before. I don't have that one. I'm scared how much of my time will disappear into the ether if I end up getting it, especially watching him play it. Maybe one day I might pick it up. I got so much other stuff I need to stream first, though. But anyway, thank you all very much for hanging out with me today, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe. I will catch you on the next one, probably later in the week, weekend, I don't know. No clue. We'll work something out. But until then, thanks again for hanging out with me, and enjoy Robbo and War on the Sea. Catch you guys in the next one.